Hi, welcome to Australian Gamers Friday Night Podcast. I'm Yug.
I'm Brett.
And I'm Matt.
And tonight we'll be talking about the GO3 Expo over in Perth that we've been to all weekend.
And we'll be talking about the Grand Theft Auto 4 trailer.
Funny enough, he said Gran Turismo before when we went through a practice run-through.
We won't be talking about Gran Turismo.
No.
I actually nearly said I'm a manatee instead of saying Matt.
Sorry?
I was thinking,
You forgot your name?
I was thinking, manatee is better than Matt. It's just got a better sound.
Okay. Sorry,
Manatee 69, that would be better.
Manatee 69.
Throw a number on the end.
Anyway,
probably one between 68 and 70.
Okay, just to get back on track
Sorry,
here. We have invaded Brett's house here.
We are breading it up.
Breading it up. So yes, welcome Brett. Thank you very much for joining
It's a pleasure to have you here, it really is.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God, okay, fair enough.
The sincerity is almost painful. Almost physically painful. So we are indeed at Brett's house. We are having a very
Two McDonald's from the city.
Rest.
Two McDonald's from the city. That is
a stone's throw
away.
from GO3, which we were at earlier today.
GO3. Well, look,
Brett decided for no apparent reason to take the least direct possible route.
I know for some reason he kept going around in circles around.
We went back to the hotel twice.
We left from the wrong direction out of the actual event, and then he just decided to take this big loop back into the city for something. And then just decided...
something.
And it would have been fine if we weren't hitchhiking. It would have been a lot quicker.
There was that, and you know what they say. I mean, gas, grass, ass. No one runs for free,
My word,
Yeah.
I was not aware of that before we took this trip.
Anyway, look, let's attempt to get on topic before we get too far, especially that far off topic.
Yeah, that's
we are in Perth. This is the furthest I've ever actually been from Brisbane.
I am a citizen of the world, however, and have been further. So.
When was the last time you went out of Australia?
That was a while ago, but I used to live in America for a while.
Really?
Yeah, I used to live
I
in the
didn't
US
know that.
in Pensacola, Florida.
Okay,
I'm not going to continue with that accent because, as previously discussed, it's going to turn into Indian in a second and a half.
True, but I mean, I wouldn't worry. Your voice sounds gay either way, so
whatever.
Anyway,
my voice sounds kind of husky and sexy at the moment.
No, it doesn't.
Head,
in your head, maybe it does.
We've been talking for basically 3 days straight about how awesome Fury is.
That is true. I mean, at GO3, now Brett has been responsible for running around, taking photo of people in cosplay outfits and covering the general event. While Matt and I... why are you looking from side to side? Don't shake your head.
Because that makes us think you have, in fact, not been at GO3, not covering the event. You just came in, had a wave, and then walked off.
We got plenty of good footage. It's all going to be okay.
Okay. All right.
I will tell you there's a Sega Rally 1995 machine over in one of the corners.
Yeah.
And I got some good footage of myself hugging that. And then later on enjoying a glass of wine and smoke with it.
So,
all while 4 other people played it.
The standard of journalism we've come to expect from Australian Gamer is being kept up, which is good to see.
Very nice. Well, anyway, yeah. So Brett was covering the entire event, and myself and Matt, as we've previously said, were at the Orange stand the entire time. Actually, not the entire time, but the majority of the time, standing up with microphones. We were supposed to be.
Of the time.
I'm not sure.
Amount skiving as well.
Yeah, I think I think we did a good job. I'm not sure.
You did a good job. I'm not quite.
No, actually, no. For once, for the first time, I'm actually going to say I think Matt did a good job because I was hungover for the entire weekend.
Yeah, I decided that professionalism be damned. He had some important retoxing to do.
Yes.
So.
But Brett, tell us, what did you think of GO3 as a native Perthian?
And before you answer that question, is Perthian a word? Is there a correct usage?
Perth, Vegas. Perth, London, Perth.
So because we've actually
Tokyo now that we have.
We've actually never talked about Perth in any way, so we don't really know the terminology.
And you realise you are the representative of the Perth gamer.
Yeah, you're representing the entire western side of Australia.
As a representative of Perth, I was a little underwhelmed.
Underwhelmed?
By GO3.
Now, and that's considering you haven't been to a gaming expo before. See,
no.
myself and Matt, we're slightly jaded. I mean, we can compare this to E-Games and Game 1 and any other gaming event that we've ever been to. And for us, I know for me personally, it had a lot of people there, but it came up short in a lot of other areas as well. But for yourself, this is the first one you've been to, the only one you've been to. What did you think?
Yep.
Didn't he just say he was underwhelmed?
Sorry, yeah, well, as in more.
You'd like me to extrapolate?
Extrapolate?
Yes.
It has syllables. Let's move on.
Syllables.
Talking to the people in the street, most people slightly disillusioned by the whole event.
The word on the street.
A complete lack of news coming out of there. We saw pretty much no new footage.
It's worth pointing out that a large part of that was because there were no actual games.
Yes, there was.
I suspect that was a factor.
Yes, it was hyped up as something. Maybe it wasn't quite.
Well,
but it's a building.
Like
it's a start.
Event?
It's a start. It's
When we say games, though, I mean there were games. There,
yeah, but
they
the
were
1995 Sega Rally machine does not count as cutting-edge, newsworthy material.
Come on.
No, I'm not saying it's not cool, and it's worthy of a good solid humping, but it's not necessarily front-page news.
Yeah, no, it's not so much that. It's the fact that there were lots of PlayStation 3s there. There were lots of Xboxes, Wii's, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but they were all
there
shown by
game traders, by various hi-fi companies,
gaming
who wanted to
stores,
show
and
their
the
cars.
actual publishers and the actual developers themselves weren't there. They weren't. I mean, there was no upcoming games. There was no massive booths or presentations of.
Yeah, there was no Nintendo presence whatsoever officially.
There was no Nintendo and there was no Sony. Sony and Nintendo were not at this event. That is official.
We heard Microsoft weren't going to be coming. They did actually come. They turned out to be there, but their presence was fairly minimal.
They had an inflatable bouncing castle.
Yeah,
they
bring the bouncing castle everywhere.
Playing
Crackdown and
Metropolis Street Race or whatever it's called now.
They have so far totally resisted my suggestions to turn it upside down and fill it with water.
They had a man in a tank top with muscles, and I found it a bit intimidating.
They had a cute girl called Kimberly as well. I liked Kimberly.
Maybe it was the same person.
It was probably the same person.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I go with muscles wearing a tank top called Kim.
She had strong hands. I just assumed that she was a girl.
If the arms are furry, let it go.
Oh, I see.
Walk away.
I need to learn that.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, all right.
I was whelmed. I was probably not quite underwhelmed, and I definitely wasn't overwhelmed, but I was fairly thoroughly whelmed.
The glass wasn't half full, but it was maybe a quarter.
A quarter?
Quarter full.
Yeah, there were a lot of real-time strategy. World and Conflict was big there.
Could
have done with a bit more flying up the screen shooting stuff, as opposed to clicking and pointing.
There were a couple of things that the actual game presence. Okay, in terms of, and I'm not really counting a lot of the game resellers or the stores or things like that. In terms of publishers and developers, there was Orin, and there was Sierra, 2K, and Midway.
Indeed.
And there was a big black curtained off area where they were showing trailers of their games. All trailers that we'd already seen before. But
now, it would be great to say it was curtained off because all the secret exciting stuff was happening, but it was just curtained off to keep it dark. It was.
I don't know why they needed to do that. The entire expo was dark.
Yeah, but not dark enough for the projector.
As in the entire expo, they had the lights off the whole time.
Yeah, the actual expo lights.
I think that was the power drain. We've only got so much on the grid here, and having all the machines plugged in, eventually something had to give. So if you noticed, you tried to get a Coke out of one of the vending machines. Same situation. You got nothing, and you only dropped in.
So
you can only get a 300ml. There's not enough power for a 600ml bottle.
No, the conveyor belt only carries so much. I knew we were in trouble when I got down in the underground parking, and they gave me some jumper leads and said, hook in.
Yeah, good luck.
Leave the car running.
Yeah.
So, did you went to the opening address? And
opening address
yes.
was fantastic.
With
we had
government officials.
Government officials there standing next to a man who made a game about tentacle sex, and
oh, that's so good.
Happily saying he wanted his industry in Perth, and I thought it was a little ironic. Channel 7 weather girl was there, as far as I could tell, and she had no idea what she was talking about.
Did she talk about the weather?
Not at all, no. She talked about the Xbox.
Probably out of her depth there.
A little bit.
Did she talk about tentacle sex?
Not at all.
Just perfect.
There was no mention of tentacle sex.
There was this one time? No.
There was a 3-question open mic for 3 questions, which really wasn't enough. When Ignition Bennett Ring decided to waste his on Hey, do you like Perth?
Really?
Say that again. I didn't hear that.
Ignition's Bennett Ring. He decided for the open mic question. There was only 3 of them. He wasted one on Do you like Perth?
Oh, what a retarded
What the hell
question.
is he supposed to say
I'm not
to that?
sure. I'm not sure.
Yes, I do.
Yes. Next question.
Next question.
Yeah. Essentially, it was yes, very nice.
What a waste of a question. How
I felt
frustrating.
bad. I felt bad for him.
Why didn't you ask a question? What would you have asked him?
What would have I asked? Apart from tentacle sex?
I was just about to say, you can't say tentacle.
I might have asked something about Sega Rally. I've got a small infatuation about it at the moment.
Yep.
I might have asked.
I'm noticing that. It comes up a lot. And whenever you talk about it, your breathing gets heavier.
Yeah. I'm stuck for a topic, really. Sega Rally just springs to mind. And I think about the mud flying. Perhaps a new update. Maybe what does Sega Rally Revo stand for? Revolution, revolting gameplay,
Revolver. Maybe you shoot as you.
Perhaps.
Yeah, like that game.
Game.
Do you remember that game? There was a game that you used to be able to get on the arcade that had a driving game and a shooting game.
Chase HQ.
And that's the one.
Chase HQ.
Had a bit of speech at the start.
Maybe,
it was very exciting.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that is advanced.
Even on the Commodore 64 version.
Wow.
Okay.
Talking of shooting,
knows your history.
I'm not sure we're talking about the same game, because the one I'm thinking of was about the mid to late 90s. It was an arcade game where you had a gun and you shot the screen and you had a steering wheel.
Operation Wolf. There was no running around. There was running around in that.
Long after that.
This coming from the person who, when Matt was trying to ask, when we were on the car on the way here, right? Matt was trying to think of an Aussie hip hop group. He's like, I know the name of this group. I know it's and Brett's suggestion was it Iron Maiden?
Was it Iron Maiden? Aussie hip hop group. Iron Maiden.
I think you're a little bit off.
Bruce Dickinson, great hip hop artist, little known.
I'm sure someone will tell me the name of them. Latest album, Two Shoes. Sly.
Oh, hey, speaking about feedback on the forums and things like that, because we're actually, obviously, obviously, this is not a Friday night podcast.
This is not a Friday night podcast.
We are doing this on this Sunday night before we fly back, because obviously we've gone to GO3, that's why we're talking about it.
Yep.
You may have...
GO3.
Yeah, they call it GO3.
We don't know why. There's a
which
word
means
go.
It must stand for something.
Is it G03?
Maybe it's
got No, they say Go... They say GO3.
They actually, all the announcers were saying GO3, and I don't really get why, because I thought it was GO3 because that's like a word and stuff.
I don't know.
Is it an acronym for something?
Well, that's what we're thinking.
God awful is my guess.
Yes, but that starts with an A, not an O.
Not if you spell it with an
not
O.
If you're prepared.
O-R-F-U-L.
Awful. It wasn't. Okay, look, just to clarify, it was not bad. It was not a bad gaming event. It was. Personally, I found it disappointing from a gamer's point of view.
Yeah.
I just thought that there wasn't much support. But in the same respect, I mean, compared to all the other gaming expos in Perth, it was awesome.
It was the best one this week.
Yeah.
Easily.
But
much better than when I took my DS to McDonald's and started showing everyone Animal Crossing.
Right.
Of all the gaming expos I've been to in the last 2 years, this one was the most recent by far.
Excellent.
Definitely
That's fantastic.
The most this weekish.
I think the problem was that it had been hyped up to be not
massive international event.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing is there's these international speakers that have come through, and you've got these massive names, industry names, and the event itself. I do remember actually talking to the people organising, and they said we're not trying to do the best Australian expo ever. We're trying to do the new E3. You know, if people are going to fly to California, Los Angeles, wherever the E3 is, where is it?
LA, Vegas.
LA.
It's been in a few different places.
If people are going to fly there, why wouldn't they fly to Australia? Well, because Australia's a long way away.
It's true, and you have to bring your own 9-volt battery. It was too much to ask. Fantastic speakers who essentially said nothing new. All stuff a little bit recycled.
That's sort of it. There was you know what? There was no new gaming news out of GO3.
No.
So it can't. I don't think it can honestly classify itself as an international gaming event in that respect.
You can't just bring 3 guys from Japan and say it's an international gaming event.
You can't take them to a place with crazy crap on the walls, give them a hamburger, and tell them that this is the new.
Yeah, this is it.
Sorry, you guys keep talking. I'm just going to grab another bourbon.
Yeah, fair enough. I think another thing that they completely failed to mention to the incoming delegates was that Perth is nowhere near the actual Australia. I think people from other countries don't realise that Australia is an incredibly massive country with nothing but a thin strip on the right-hand side, one city on the left, and because people often come to Brisbane, and while they're there, they would like to just do a quick trip out to Ayers Rock and just have a look.
It's a big country.
It's a big country.
It's a big country.
Perth is not the focal point of the country, and I think quite a few of the delegates might have been wanting to do a bit of sightseeing, and I think they got Fast Eddie's Cafe.
I'm back, by the way.
Yeah, no one cared.
That's yours.
Sorry. That's a sound gag.
Now, we know for a fact that at least one of the delegates was taken to Fast Eddie's Cafe.
Yeah, yeah. So
we're going to call him Mr. X at this stage. The pictures are going to go up on the site pretty soon.
Herein lies the problem. We did have the Perth Gamers Meet, which happened on the Friday. These things are going really well. I'm really happy with how they're going. Yeah. So far, the Brisbane one and the Perth one, I would call them successes.
Indeed.
The Sydney one, a pathetic failure.
Dismal. The word dismal, I think
dismal failure. But the point is, these are supposed to be events where, gamers get together in non-gaming environments and just meet and talk, and I think it went well.
Yeah.
So we were at Fast Eddie's with a couple of, there was the Vooks guys and some of the Power Gen guys turned up. Auriferous, that's right.
Yes.
And lo and behold, while we were eating dinner, some of the international speakers were actually at the table behind us.
Yeah.
The problem is that we're not totally sure which ones they were.
The Power GN guys who had books full of notes and were taking the event very seriously did know who it was. Maybe could even spell their names at a pinch, but myself and the other lads had no idea. But we were the only ones who went up and got the photo.
That is true. That's true.
We got a photo with someone purely on the basis that we're pretty sure they're famous. And they acted like they were famous. They're like, yeah, sure, no problem. Of course you get a photo.
Because I didn't go. I was actually stuck. I was at the far end of the table, and I was not able to actually get out.
The table was somewhat like an L shape. We had a long, thin one like a Tetris brick, and then as more people joined up, the L shape joined up as well. Yeah. And then it was like in Tetris when you jam the L brick in the wrong place, and there's a little gap in between that no one can get in and out of, and you can't jam anything in there. And that's what our table basically looked like.
We tried to get a whole line, but
so when you needed to go to the toilet, it was really a case of pass me a bottle or
yeah.
Or you need to, get a Tetris brick in the corner and just delete that whole line.
That's right. Yeah. And only a couple of us could get out to get photos, and we took advantage of that. So
basically, we have a photo of this guy. I think what I'm going to do is when we get back to Brisbane, look through all the photos, ready to put them up online. We'll have to get photos of all the speakers and compare it and try and figure out which guy was it.
Who is Mr. X? And we take a little bit. We put a mask on him. We take a little bit off every say 2 days.
I did mean to get back to this. Speaking about the forums, it'll be announced by the time this goes up online. But I hope everyone did enjoy our little April Fool's joke.
Yeah, I hope. I would think that by the time anyone actually mentioned that, by the way, it is April Fool's. Just as a general rule of life, anything you read on April Fool's Day is suspect. There's no...
Which is very, very frustrating when my birthday is on April Fool's Day.
Yeah,
it is my birthday right now, might I add.
Today.
I am spending my birthday doing a podcast with Matt and Brett.
Wow, I feel nothing.
That would explain the party hats.
The party hats. Yeah. We can't disprove this, unfortunately. Oh, hold on. I'll take a photo.
That doesn't prove it. We could have just taken it off. You should know that by now. Oh, moving the party hat. Anyway,
yeah, keep talking.
Taking pictures, it makes great radio.
Yeah, I know, he does that all the time. He decides to...
There's nothing like a moment of silence and a visual gag.
Everyone listen for the slight click. Here we go, isn't that exciting stuff?
It gives people the concept of, this is what happens in the broadcast. This is what it's actually like.
This is it.
This is real.
This is gritty reality here.
Gritty reality, great. We're making reality radio.
Yeah.
It's a whole new level.
Anyway.
All right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut that off. Anyway, I was just saying about the April Fool's joke.
It is a joke.
It is a joke. There's a lot of truth in it.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of truth in it.
There is often.
Are you aware of the joke, Brett?
I saw the joke. Yes.
Right. Yeah, there is a lot of truth in it, but I think that's what makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
If you believe it. It is believable. So
it's not believable to a large degree. I mean, we're never really going to stop doing this, if for no other reason than no matter how much we hate each other, and I hate Yug more than he hates me because,
That's true. I just can't. I'm too lazy to hate Matt as much as he hates.
Even aside from that, we've put in too much into the site and it's gone too far.
It's pretty much a case of we can't ever stop because if we did, that would just what a waste of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that doesn't really sound very positive, does it?
Eventually, you'll milk that cash cow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want a cow.
What?
I don't know. Third bourbon. All right, keep going.
Yes, keep going. So yeah, the April Fool's Day clearly is a joke, and but I would like to say,
as am I for my birthday being on April Fool's. I find people think it's highly funny and appropriate that my birthday is on April Fool's Day.
Yes.
Therefore, my birthday is a joke. I am a joke.
Yes. Are you done with that?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Yeah, but I do have to apologise for the way in which we handled the joke. The tradition of April Fool's Day jokes is to put them up in the morning and then turn them off. Or then, spill the beans in the afternoon. We just lost interest in actually spilling the beans and decided to just leave it go. So... we will post on the site and just say, hey, got you, and have everyone in the forums just go, you idiots.
We're not idiots, though.
Speaking of not being idiots.
Yes.
That was an odd look. Anyway, speaking of not being idiots, and I don't know how this connects, Grand Theft Auto 4.
The trailer.
Driving and shooting.
Driving and shooting. Back to driving and shooting.
Yes.
Which was actually
That's
up
a better segue.
on Brett's large TV. Right there, right behind him.
Oh, for God's sake, please stop doing the radio. This filming.
Alright, I'll turn the video. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Because we're in a radio thing and you're currently filming with a camera a TV that's off. And there's so many levels of I don't get it at this point that it's actually scaring me and making me need to urinate.
There's a fine line between clever and stupid.
Okay, there
Crossing
we go.
that.
Alright, keep going. I'm sorry.
So anyway, yeah, we saw the trailer and everyone else in the world, apart from people...
Everyone saw it a day before us because we were too busy doing important GO3
stuff.
stuff.
Constantly asking us...
Sorry.
People would run up to us.
People.
No, I'm sorry, you guys can't hear that.
Did you just break the podcast?
No. The screensaver went on and Windows logged out, and we now have the Windows login sound twice on the podcast, and it was really loud. I apologize. Sorry, that was my fault, everyone. As we've said before, we do plan to get much more professional about this podcast. And
oh yeah, we plan a lot of things.
We've been planning this for the last 70 podcasts, I believe. Sorry,
so, yeah,
keep
we'll
going.
Get it all organized. But in any case, Grand Theft Auto. We had a lot of people coming up to us yesterday and the day before as well, asking us, "Have you seen the trailer? What do you think of the trailer?"
Are you serious? Because I didn't have a single person ask me that.
A few people at the meeting.
I had quite a few. Maybe you're not as influential as
I thought I was.
Maybe people assume
as we thought we were. That's right.
Maybe people just
people probably think we made it, for God's sake. It's that ordinary. It really isn't that exciting, is it?
No, it's really not.
No.
It's got a Russian dude looking very mournful and talking about how he wants to start a new life in New York, which is...
I mean, okay, let's be honest.
He's
not
gonna. He's gonna be put into a life of crime.
Frankly, okay, let's be completely honest here. Now,
please don't call me Frankly.
Sorry, Frank. As much as what? Anyway, as much as we think, as much as we all love Grand Theft Auto, it's a great game, fun to play, and all this kind of stuff. You kind of expect the story is going to be good. It's like when you see that trailer, you're not watching it to see what the story is going to be.
Can I be honest? I think yawn more Grand Theft Auto.
It's a catch-22, isn't it? Like if they don't produce the game that everyone wants, where it's free roaming and you jump in cars and shoot things and do bad gangster stuff, people are going to be upset. But by the same token, there's Scarface and the Godfather game, and then to throw a Russian mafia in there is just...
But they've got to add enough to the game to make it new and fresh and exciting, while at the same time keeping it true to its
flying
original.
Vertically up the screen shooting stuff would be my preference.
I actually think Grand Theft Raiden 2 would be ideal.
Raiden 2.
No, let's be honest. Look, Grand Theft Auto is an institution. I mean, you know exactly what you're going to get. And you know, Grand Theft Auto 4 is Grand Theft Auto with a new engine.
Yeah,
that is what it is.
And it's just going to be a
and personally, I have no problem with that.
Can I be completely honest? Grand Theft Auto with a shiny new engine and better graphics is Saints Row.
No, it's not.
Whatever.
I'm sorry. Like Saints Row was good from what I heard, from what AJ told me and stuff like that, from the small amount that I played.
Blah blah blah.
Blah, blah, blah. That's all you got.
I get it, but I'm just not quite sure where you're going with this. But
actually, I'm not either. I kind of hoped I'd reach some
have
sort
a
of
point.
Is there blood
Point.
left? Is the point? Is there blood left in the stone? Like people love Pac-Man. People love Miss Pac-Man. People didn't like Uncle Pac-Man.
There was no Uncle Pac-Man?
Yep, and no one liked it.
Oh my
and,
god,
and
that's
maybe
awesome.
Cousin Pac-Man.
Cousin Pac-Man. and by the
second cousin twice
second
removed.
cousin twice removed, Pac-Man wasn't popular either.
Why not, though?
There's only so much. There's only so much water in the world. You can't.
There's only so much.
You can't get the blood out of the stone.
How much pack can you really take?
And
Really?
maybe that's Grand Theft Auto. Maybe years from now,
Waka waka waka.
people will look back and there'll be thousands of Grand Theft Auto 4 buried somewhere in in Mexico,
in the desert in Nevada. Yeah.
Responsible for the console crash of 2007/8.
But that's the point. Grand Theft Auto can never stray from its formula, because as soon as it strays from its formula, it'll lose its base.
Well, it's gone from top down to 3D. Does it go now to side on? Do we have something where you run along jumping onto platforms?
Like RoboCop.
Not unlike RoboCop.
Well, but the thing that we also have to be aware of, right, is that Grand Theft Auto 3 came out a long time ago. Right, that came out over 6 years ago.
Continue to have a point, please, for the love of God, have a point.
I do have a point. There are people out there that have only maybe possibly played the more recent Grand Theft Auto games.
Oh my God, you're right. We should keep making the same game because there's new generations who haven't played it.
I'm simply saying I don't see any...
You don't see Hollywood remaking old movies.
Yes.
No, that's true.
Not at all.
Never see that.
Should we go down that path?
I'm just saying I don't see the need for Grand Theft Auto to reinvent itself or try something different, other than to continue making an interesting story in a persistent online environment, a persistent environment in a world, the Grand Theft Auto world, with updated graphics. Other games will come out that will do things different, innovative, and things like that. The Grand Theft Auto games are an institution. You know exactly what you're going to get. Let it go. Let it keep doing what it's doing.
Are you finished yet?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm done.
I'd like to make 2 points there. First of all, you mean differently because you clearly needed an adverb then. Secondly, I'd like to make the same point but much shorter.
Go.
I don't see a need for Grand Theft Auto 4. At all, ever. Been done. Move on.
You don't play Grand Theft Auto.
No, I used to play Grand Theft Auto. I loved Grand Theft Auto 3.
Don't
I loved Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I thought it was brilliant and added something new.
Okay,
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Is there something we're not seeing though at this stage? Is there a new feature or something?
Okay, there is everything we're not seeing. Frankly, the trailer was nothing.
So and maybe that's the point. The speculation on the net just goes off the chart because we've seen a 32-second trailer.
It doesn't matter. It's like Mario. The Grand Theft Auto games are like any other Nintendo franchise. Look, I love
other Nintendo franchise.
Zelda, Metroid.
I know.
I love those games. I think they're fantastic. But you know what? Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime Echoes was the same kind of game. It was just more of the same. You knew exactly what you were getting.
I totally agree, and I think that's entirely reasonable. And I did just say I liked both Grand Theft Auto.
But you also said that you don't think Grand Theft Auto 4 is needed.
Yes, and if we had a Metroid Prime 4 by now, I probably wouldn't think that was needed either. There's only so many times you can make the same game.
No, because the Grand Theft Auto series has been running off the same engine for the last 6 years. The only thing that has not changed in the Grand Theft Auto series significantly is the graphics.
So you're saying all the game needs is graphics?
No,
different game.
Don't get me wrong. San Andreas, actually, I bought San Andreas on the Xbox and the PS2, and I lost interest on trying to play through both of them. Yeah, twice. Seriously, because I was just like, I feel like I've already played this game before. I'm sure it's a lot bigger, but it's a lot bigger game that I've already played before, and I felt no need to actually go through it.
But do you really feel that a fresh graphics engine is enough to make it a new game? Because I really don't.
I think that, yes, it is needed. The difference between playing Saints Row and Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories on the PS2 or something like that is significant.
Yeah, of course it is. And I'm not saying that graphics aren't pretty. I would agree graphics are pretty. I'm just not sure that I'm particularly enthusiastic myself. And you know what? If you want to buy 8 copies of it, feel free. And I'm not saying this to you specifically.
Yeah.
I'm saying to the listener out there.
Yeah.
You may buy as many Grand Theft Auto 4s as you would like, but personally, I will be avoiding it unless it shows me something worth playing.
All right, fair enough. We need to. Brett, you haven't said anything for like the last minute.
Just absorbing like a sponge.
You're learning. You're learning at our feet.
Like a starfish. A spongy stuff.
A sponge.
Going with that.
A sponge fish.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? We're doing this podcast, and we have Brett. You have more than anyone else, I think, that's ever been a part of the site. You have this. I was about to say following. You have this.
Small dog.
You have a small dog.
Humping
He has a
dog.
small dog. It humps teddy bears. Actually, and it's called Sanchez.
It's called a Dirty Sanchez.
Do you actually call it Dirty Sanchez?
Which
when
raised
you
some
call it?
eyebrows at registration. What is a Dirty Sanchez? Look that up in Google, but only if you're above 18, please.
It wouldn't be...
Definitely with a safe search on and images off.
And not at work.
No.
I'm made more
Not suitable
concerned
for work,
by
I
the
think.
fact that the dog is brown. I think that's a problem.
Alright, thank you everybody. That was great.
For the record, and I know a lot of you people are listening thinking we're a little unfocused, the reason for that is that we have torn together or pulled together what little bits of brain are left in order to do this podcast.
I think this has been a good product. What do you think,
I
Brett?
think it's been the best one today.
The best one. Thank you.
The best one since GO3 and the best one regarding GO3.
Really?
Yeah.
The best.
I
that's
agree.
A big call.
And yep, the GO3 feature will offer more of the same, I think.
Yeah.
More of the same high
No,
standard.
sorry, what I was trying to say before is that people actually now have this expectation that anything Brett related is
Zany.
crazy, wacky, obscure, oh my god, it's Brett, wow, flip out sort of.
We actually had
flip out.
We actually had people who read some of Brett's stuff who actually warned us not to meet Brett anywhere that wasn't a public place.
I mean, seriously, you do need to realise that you've created this persona. Whether it's real or not, I haven't decided yet, okay? You've created this persona about yourself, which let's be honest, you created a cardboard cutout Denise Richards.
Denise.
Yeah, he's got.
Okay.
He's got.
Alright?
And she's still in the cupboard.
Is she?
Waiting. Planning. When my girlfriend sleeps at night. She talks to me.
I bet she
No,
does.
that's not true.
No.
She's in the laundry hamper.
quick recovery there. But no, I was simply saying, people have these expectations of you now, Brett. And that could be hard to live up to.
He's just sitting there.
That's a voice gag.
He's just sitting there looking at Yug like, is there going to be
that a question?
at any point?
Or is it a
here?
statement?
Or a point? Like what? What am I supposed to say? Yes.
Anything you say to me now will be infinitely worse in print by the time I write the next review.
Yeah, well, your next review is a Kami.
Akami.
Which you've done the entire review, if I'm correct, as a haiku.
A haiku
That's
on
actually
Okamai. Yes.
That's technically not true. It's another form that the haiku is descended from.
It's
But-
a 36 verse
Trust
haiku.
Matt to be
with
all
575.
specific
So,
about it.
Yeah, it's where haiku was shortened from.
where does review meet art? That's the question.
Where did it wasn't the same place that a game meets
That's my
art.
question to you.
What kind of question? Don't ask me that. Yeah, anyway.
So I think
go on.
in Brett's mind is where review meets art.
And yes, okay.
So yes, you've got that.
I do appreciate the forum comments I get. Was that a review? We get a lot of I could do better than that. And they build me up. It's like 1,000 paper cuts, and they don't make me weaker, they make me stronger.
Good. Well, that's good.
That's good to know.
Okay.
We'll actually
Just keep
join
the
in
scorn coming.
All right. Well, look, we've gone over time here. Frankly, we
need to stop
always
even
go over
pretending
time.
There's a time.
That's true.
We always go, it's going to take
internet time costs money. And
No, theoretically, these podcasts are supposed to go for a half hour. We were told once, and I don't even remember who told us, that a podcast should go for half an hour, because if you go for anything more than that, it starts to ramble on. If you go for anything less, then people...
Kids with cheap MP3 players can't get the whole thing onto one disc.
Well, no...
This is for you, the guy who got his MP3 player with his chicken treat meal.
Okay, fair enough. No, but listen, people would listen... Apparently, people would listen to podcasts on the way to work...
On the train.
Lying in bed on Saturday mornings, it's...
Hand down there. No, I'm not going there.
Hey, we did have a guy, when we first started doing podcasts, who actually sent us an email and actually said, I love your podcasts. I listen to them every Saturday morning in bed when I wake up.
Yeah, which I thought was...
It's entirely different to what I do Saturday mornings.
I know.
Nothing sus. You watch cartoons,
That's
right?
That's exactly right.
Exactly. Good. Glad we
Dream of
clarified.
Sega.
Sea Rally.
Specifically.
But yeah, okay, well, is there anything else that we particularly want to cover while we've gone over time anyway?
Nah.
It's been a week of nothing. I don't know if it's been building up to April Fool's Day with a week of fake news, or if
Yeah,
if it's just been the nothing week in gaming.
Right.
There was a one minute video of Grand Theft Auto and nothing else.
That's fair call.
We've been ourselves, from about Wednesday afternoon, we've pretty much been dedicated to getting ourselves here.
Pretty much helping Oren actually promote Fury GO3, which has been an interesting experience.
Indeed. It actually looks to be a great deal of fun when we get it a bit more polished and finished and stuff. So
yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Indeed.
We're not here to pimp it. We've been pimping it all weekend. So.
Yeah, I'm sick of pimping it.
Yeah.
Frankly.
In fact, it's crap. No. I can finally say that. No, it's good. It is good.
It is good. Otherwise, we wouldn't have come here, frankly.
I actually regret not getting enough time to actually play it. We didn't play it much.
Yeah. There was one. Apparently, there was one guy. Matt, you were telling me that as he was playing it, instead of playing it, he was actually typing things in.
Yeah, when we were in the sanctuary, he was typing in. He was saying
this game is crap.
No. He started off by saying the host compare people who were us, of course.
The commentators.
Are gay, and then he said.
It's nice not to be the only one copying flack.
Yes, they are faggots.
Like I understand, that kind of smack talk comes from online games a lot, but when you're sitting at a eight computer LAN and everyone there can see what's being typed, including the people who are actually commentating the event, and it actually says this comment is from player 5,
in chair 4,
who's sitting right here at the computer that's labelled player 5. You really don't have that anonymity.
It's something that I regret doing, and I'm not going to do it again.
You were close. You only got a couple of consonants wrong, and one of them, they look similar anyway.
Okay, go.
But so, yeah, I wandered up to him and said, hey. And he kind of went, how you doing? And I went, how are you? And he was like...
They're very polite,
fine.
Yep.
And I said, could you maybe keep that sort of talk down a bit?
Yep.
And he's like, I'm just...
What do you say?
Well, I basically said, if you don't want to play the game, there are other people who do, and if you want to leave, you're welcome to. And he said, you're kicking me out. And I'm like, no, I'm not kicking you out. I'm just saying if you want to leave, feel free. And while you're at it, you might want to be polite to people who've said nothing mean to you.
And he left, didn't he?
And he actually left, yeah.
And, yeah.
Wise words.
Sage.
Sage-like. Rosemary-like.
Yes.
I urge everyone to check out the GO3 feature in closing.
That Brett will write.
I've got some great links to some eBay auctions of all the crap that I got for free.
Excellent.
And all of it's going to be autographed and signed, and it's going for a song.
Yeah.
No reserve.
No reserve. Was there any good freebies there?
I don't know.
I'm going to keep the coffee cup. NVIDIA coffee mug.
NVIDIA?
Yeah, from us.
Everything else is going out for a song.
For a song?
Yes, but rather large shipping costs. So check that.
So
I will leave negative feedback.
It's free, but it will cost you $100 to ship it to you.
That's essentially right.
This is a top quality lanyard.
Very nice. All right, well, look, let's wrap it up. let's not get back to the Aussie hip-hop topic there. But yeah, look, it's been a pleasure invading your house, Brett. Thank you very much for having us over here in Perth.
It's been a pleasure having you. It really has.
Has it really?
Absolutely.
Has it really?
Oh, absolutely.
It's been a pleasure being had.
All right, and we'll wrap it up. Thanks, everyone. Tune in next week when we won't have Brett.
We won't have Brett, and we'll hopefully have mental capacity of some kind.
Yes, excellent. All right, cheers, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
See you later.
Hear the funny music.